Before we start, we want your help for just a little bit. We want you to tell the rest of the convention center that this is the place where all the fun people are hanging out right now. Okay, so on the count of 3, make some noise and help tell them this is the place to be. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Thank you so much. My name is Phila. I am a floral designer. I own Farrell's Florist in Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, which is a little town in Delaware County, a suburb of Philadelphia. I've been a florist for a little more than 30 years now, and I absolutely love what I do. And I'm honored to be here this evening to be the host for the competition and to introduce to you our contestants and to talk to you about some of the things they're doing as floral designers that are making their piece make sense or make sense in the art world. So before we go any further, let me just introduce our designers to you. We have a great group. We have 3 girls. Nice part about it is each one of these 3 people they work together actually on the board of directors for Floral, for the Penn Jersey unit. They're very involved in the industry and they're very good at their skills, at their design skills. So we're going to bring them up on stage. Let's come first to table number 1. Let's have Renee Tucci. Renee, come on up on stage and everybody give her a big welcome. Hi Renee, how you doing? How you feeling? You nervous? A little bit?
But we've done it a few times.
You're going to be great. We're excited to have you here. Tell us just a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in the floral industry?
About 13 years.
And you now work at the Rose Garden in North Wales, PA.
Yes, I do.
Great. Well, welcome here. We're looking forward to seeing what you can make for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Give her a hand again. Yes. At table number 2, we have Heather Town. Heather is from Flowers by Jenny Lynn in Fairless Hills. Heather, come on up on stage. Hello. Doing this evening?
Fantastic.
You ready to go for another round of this? Great. Great, we're looking forward to it. And for you, how long have you been in the floral industry?
I've been a floral designer for 20 years.
Great, well we're looking forward to seeing what you have to do.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Darcy Garcia from Richmar Florist in Lehigh Valley, Allentown area. Hello, Darcy. And are you ready to go again?
Absolutely.
Great, Darcy just gave a beautiful demonstration a short while ago, and then she went back and took one breath and was able to come back on stage for the competition. So girls, we're going to let you look at what you have available to you. You have your toolbox on your table, you have some plants, you have some buckets at your feet with both flower material and hard goods that you can use for this competition. You can use all of it or you can use just some of it, whatever you're comfortable with. That decision is up to you. In the meantime, we're going to ask the audience to get a little bit familiar with this flower show app that we have, and hopefully you've downloaded it already. And Marcus, if we can get the flower show app up on the big screen so we can show the audience what we want to do. Once you've downloaded the app, that's the PHS app, you're going to look for that icon on your screen, and hopefully it's on your first screen now. And then after you click on that PHS app, this is the screen you're going to come to. It's the PHS Flower Show app. And we're going to click on the top left icon, the one that says attractions. It has a little picture of a camera there, so we're going to click on that first. After we click on that, we're going to look for the lower left icon, the one that looks like the smiley face on its side. That's Flower Show Fun, because that's what we're having here, right? Come on, guys, right? Good. So we're going to click on that. Then the second tab down is Designer Studio Voting. We're going to click on that. And then the last time slot for today, the only option left is 7 o'clock time frame. And here's where we have our options. Heather Town, Renee Tucci, and Darcy Garcia. Sorry, I forgot your name for a second, Darcy. Went back, went blank. They are not in the order that they're on their table, so just make sure you look at the signs in front of the tables, please, for that. So, girls, you ready to go? All right, we're going to ask the audience for some help, and I'm going to ask you as loud as possible to do the 3, 2, 1, go, and then give them just thunderous applause and get their creative juices going. So you guys ready to help me out? We're going to start. 3, 2, 1, go! All right, girls, go to work. They have 30 minutes now to complete their design. And when they're done, we're going to have a judge come up on stage. We have an expert judge here this evening that's going to come up and point out to you the strengths in their design. What things this judge sees as the best qualities in their design. As you can see, they've already started with their containers. They have containers and floral foam that they're beginning with. Both of these things have been brought to us by one of our sponsors, which is the Smithers Oasis Company. And Smithers Oasis for many years has been a great friend of floral designers in that they brought us these fantastic utility containers, which are, very reasonably priced, but they've also supplied us with this floral foam. Now, their brand is called Oasis, but it is a green polyurethane foam that when left to saturate in water is a 99% water weight material. So it's a medium that we can actually arrange our flowers into. We can put our stems into it and stay where we place them. But even more important than that, it's a source for the flowers to still get water. It does have about 99% water in there, so flowers can still drink the water and they don't dry out. They stay very well hydrated in using this foam. Let's just start talking to the designers for a little bit. Heather, what are you starting with? What's the idea that you're starting with in your design?
I'm trying to work with some empty space by creating some shadowing to start with.
Okay, so you're framing out an area using the stems of the callas. And Renee, how about for you? Same thing?
They're the hardest to get into the foam, so I'm doing that first to save myself some struggle later.
Great idea. Those flowers have a very wide stem, so instead of having foam that is divided up with small stems put in there and not being able to put that in by inserting them first, she's avoiding that problem later. And how about Darcy? What are you doing?
First of all, Tim, I'd like to thank you for the practical joke of giving us 1/3 of a block of
I didn't pick the material.
That's all we have of the three of us.
That's a funny joke.
We kind of all feel that way about that. But, I don't know, I think the bucket was like really romantic and I think it's a sexy mix of flowers, so I'm going with the 50 Shades. And anyone who doesn't know, it's pretty.
Okay, so we have sassy Darcy Garcia over this table now. As you can see, a lot of times, a little bit of the personality of the designer does come out in the design as well too. Because it is art and because there's a lot of creative freedom used in the execution of making something, you will see some personality. So I think that's kind of fun. So give her a hand. Nice job of using some creativity already for that.
Nice.
If you would look at almost all of these so far, the first element of design that we use is called line. And line is the visual path that your eye is taken on when looking at a design. Where does your eye start and where is it drawn to? So you can see all of the girls have used some very strong line material. The callas having that bright green stem underneath that beautiful flower head have a direction for your eye to go into the design. With this, we can establish line in different ways. With the callas, we are actually establishing an actual line. There is a connection point from one to the next. But you can also imply line in design by placing materials that may be staggered. You can say one here, one here, one here, and one here. So it does create a line, but in doing it with staggered materials, we call that applied line. The second element of design that we use is form. And form has to do with shape. And normally it refers to the shape of the composition itself. Is this a round design? Is it triangular? Is it rectangular? Or maybe abstract? But a good designer understands that everything that they can put into a design has shape as well. And the designer may decide to be very consistent in that and maybe using a round design, put in round carnations and round roses and round hydrangea heads and maybe even tiny round hypericum berries, but they're repeating that shape of round, 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 round to make strength in the composition by repeating the same thing. A designer could also choose to alternate the shapes and have some triangular shapes and some round shapes and maybe even square shapes like our square container integrated all together into the composition. And it's through that contrast of shapes that we get interest. So that's a conscious decision that the designer makes when creating a design. Do we have any questions from the audience so far? If you have any questions for the designers about what they're using, what they're doing, please raise your hand. We have a microphone here. We can come out to you and we'll be glad to hear your question. And the only deal is you just need to tell us your name and where you're from to go along with it. Any questions so far? Oh, you're a quiet group. Oh, we got one. Okay, great. Hello back here. What is your name and where are you from?
Terry from Long Island, New York, and I was just wondering, they all are starting with the exact same materials and they have to use all the materials?
They have all the same materials to choose from, but they do not have to use all of anything. They can just use as few things or as many things as they would like. Great question. Let's go back to talk about what they're using so far. Let's start with Darcy over on the far end. She's already got the callas and she kind Heather has used the ectosedum as well too, and she has some that are linear and some that are bent. But if you look towards the center of her design, you'll see she put a very interesting flower in there, and that's called a protea. And that comes to us from our Hawaiian growers. We have one of our sponsors is Hawaii's Flowers, and that's a council of many different growers of both plant material and floral products from Hawaii. And they've been a huge sponsor of the Philadelphia Flower Show. The interesting thing is, how many people were here last year for the Hawaii theme show? It was beautiful, wasn't it? And again, Hawaii's Flowers were a perfect match for that. They were so enthralled with what we do here, they wanted to be a part again, but they said, we don't know quite how we're going to fit into this theme of Great Britain. But luckily for them and for us, there's this huge theme and a trend that's happening in floral design right now, and it's called fusion. And when a designer is using this trend of fusion, what they're doing is they're taking maybe flowers from two different climates. More temperate flowers like maybe roses and things like that, and more tropical flowers like birds of paradise, heliconia, protea, and working them together. And the designer will use his or her skills using the elements and principles of design to try to tie them together. Maybe through the color harmony, or maybe through line, or maybe through textures. They're going to use that to make them make sense in the same arrangement. And when that's done successfully, that's called fusion. We've fused it, we've made something new out of two things that really didn't belong together. Renee, what are you doing now with your arrangement?
I'm not sure.
Well, for somebody who's not sure, I think you're doing a great job, isn't she? Show her some love, guys. She's doing great, isn't she? It's beautiful.
I'm just doing some clustering, some color blocking, and trying to think ahead as much as I can.
Okay, you're doing great. And all you guys, just so you know, you have plenty of time. There's still 23 minutes left, so you have plenty of time to finish these designs. They're coming along great. Any other questions so far back here? Raise your hand if you have a question. Here we go. Hello there. What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Linda and I'm from Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania.
Well, hello.
When did they start and how did it start that they use other things than flower material and arrangements like metals and odd things like that?
Okay, the question is, when did you start using other materials in your design other than just flowers and botanical materials?
You mean in our careers?
Do you mean in general? It's actually always been part of what we do. It's become very trendy lately with putting other things in there that we call accessory products. The aluminum wires and beads and things like that have become very trendy, and it probably is taken from other fashion trends where bling has now been a big thing as far as dress design and furniture and things like that. So we kind of take hints from those other industries as well too. Great question. Anybody else? Hi there. What is your name and where are you from?
Rosalie Carruthers, Hamilton, New Jersey.
Hi.
I'd like to know the process of drying flowers.
And if you guys want to handle that, the process of drying flowers, any suggestions?
I have nothing. Sorry.
The old tried and true
Tim,
is
I think that was yours, Tim.
Yeah, I
hang outside in a cool, dark place, go get the glycerin gel, and submerge just the head of the flower.
Yeah, there are a couple different processes. Hanging them upside down and let them dry needs to be dark and not humid. Glycerin gel is a powder that is submerged in and that pulls the water out of the flowers. Unfortunately, a lot of those techniques, even if you can get the flower to dry, in this part of the country at least, it's only temporary because unless that's in like a hermetically sealed container or a humid environment, just the flower sucks it back in again and becomes molded. It's almost impossible to get a good result. But we love the flowers because they are perishable. It's something you have for a little while and then it's a beautiful memory later. But always a good question. Anything else? Got more fun. You guys are making me work way back here.
Go ahead and make him work. We're working too.
What is your name and where are you from?
Amy, by the way, from Bakehouse.
Hello?
I was wondering, how important is it in choosing your container? Because I kind of think that that is an important.
Oh, good question. Let's start with Renee. How important is it for you in choosing your container?
It sets the tone for the design, not only color, but size and proportion. It really is, aside from the flowers, maybe the second most important thing you choose, in my opinion.
Okay, and Heather, how about you?
Sometimes you have to see what flowers you're using, and like we had a choice of 2 containers, so I kind of looked at my flowers and then raped my bucket. It helped me to decide what container.
And Darcy?
I went with a larger container because I have these plants even though the foam is still the same size, I knew I was going really big, so I wanted that strong base on there to balance it.
Great. Great answers. Any other questions? Okay, let's talk about the next element of design. The next one is space. And space has to do with the actual placement of flowers and the resulting area between those flowers. If we see that we have the callus all inserted and there's some space between them, that's traditional space design. But if you look at what Darcy has done, the way she's framed out those different squares or geometric shapes with the equisetum, that's using space in a way that we call negative space in design. It's a term we use that refers to space that is just as important to the design as any of the other elements that we're putting in there as well too. The fourth element of design, we have a surprise. Do we come on up on stage, ladies? These are our design assistants, so let's give them a hand as they come up on stage. You're the ones that have been helping keep all this product beautiful and turning the stage around all the time. Ladies, we have a surprise for you. We have a beautiful bunch of white clematis, and these flowers are given to us by Roseville Farm, which is a newer farm in Florida, which is now breeding these for us to use commercially. The clematis flower has not been on the market as a commercial cut flower in the United States, and it's brand new to us. It's only been around for about a year now, and this farm has developed these beautiful varieties on very, very long stems, and they're just gorgeous to have. So the deal with the surprise is you must use at least one of those in your arrangement. You can use all of them if you like, but you must use at least one. But aren't they beautiful? Hold them up for the audience to see. Aren't they gorgeous flowers? Look at the size of them. Just beautiful. So the next element of design that we want to talk about is color. And a good designer understands color harmonies and color combinations very well. Sometimes it's just from instinct. Some designers have good instinct for color, but when that's not necessarily the case, you may need to learn about it. And we learn about it by using a tool like the color wheel. Over on the left of the stage here, we have this beautiful poster that's been supplied to us by Design Master. Design Master is the company that makes those aerosol paints that we use for flowers. There's sometimes a paint that will totally change the shade of a flower, and sometimes it's just a color enhancer, like we would use a green tint on top of a lighter green flower to make it just have a little bit more punch of flower. But they provided this color wheel, and you'll notice there's certain color harmonies that come out of it. If you have a room that say is predominantly yellow, and if you look at yellow on the color wheel, the best color you can put in a yellow room to make it look even more yellow and more intense with color is violet, the color that's directly opposite that of the color wheel. And that's called a complementary color harmony. They're opposites, but they complement each other. If you look at the color wheel, and if you stay within about maybe 15 minutes of the clock, if you imagine that to be a clock, and you stay within about 15 minutes of each other, then we have a color harmony that's called analogous. And analogous means that those colors kind of wash into each other and all blend together, but are very pleasing to the human eye because they just go together that way. In studying color further, we find out that you can have split complements and split analogous. There's many other color harmonies that we have and can use, and then we understand with something to get different tones or tints, or you can add black to something to get a shade of a color. So there's hundreds and millions of colors we can actually get depending on how these combinations are put together. So a good designer has a color tool and understands that's the way we figure out how to balance our color and to make it beautiful in a color combination. Okay, audience, let's tell the girls, how much time do we have left? 16 minutes, so almost half your time is done. Renee, you thought they said 6 minutes at first, didn't you? I can tell by her face. Any other questions from the audience? Do we have one here? Hello. What is your name and where you're from?
My name is Bernadette.
I know that. This is my lovely wife. Say hello.
I was going to ask you, what time do you get done? Can I meet you for a drink later? I have a question for the women designing. When you're designing, do you have an idea what that arrangement would be used for as you're designing it right now?
Okay, let's start with Heather. Let's start with you first.
What I would use it for, like if I were to give it to a customer, for example, this would be something that could be used in an office, like in the lobby of a hotel, for example, or if you're trying to give a great congratulations to a friend that just got a promotion, this would be something very special.
Great. And how about Renee? Do you have a purpose in mind for this, where this would go well? With the blue ribbon on it, is that what you're thinking right now? Right? It'd be beautiful for that. And Darcy, how about for you?
I think this can really go anywhere. On someone's car at a party.
That'd be fun. That'd
Yeah.
be great. Bernadette, thank you for your question, and yes, I will meet you later. We have another question here. What is your name and where are you from?
I'm Lynn from Huntington, Rhode Island, and I wanted to ask Renee, how are you attaching that equiseating? You use some kind of attachment to it.
Are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking to the
Heather, sorry.
I'm sorry, Heather.
You glue dots.
Glue dot.
Yes.
Glue dots.
U-Glue is a product that's brought to us also by the Spinach Oasis company. It comes in different, there's strips and there's dashes and there's dots, and this is actually a dot. It's a very small piece of material, and the best way I can describe what it feels like is, you know the sticky stuff on the back of your credit card when you get it? It's just like that. It's a little bit stickier, it has paper on both sides. You peel paper off, you put it on, you peel the other piece of paper off, you put the second material on there, and it holds great. Nice part about it is just like you can rub it off your credit card, you can rub it off the surface that you put it on. If you put it on a mirror or a table or a vase, it kind of rolls off very nicely. So it's been a great tool for us as floral designers because instead of having cold glue that may take a couple of minutes to set, we kind of get that instant gratification with, peel, stick, glue, done. It's a great material. You guys all use U-Glue, don't you? It's a great material, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Great. Any other questions? We have one back here. Hello, sir. What is your name and where are you from?
Steve from Philadelphia. I have two questions.
Sure.
Question number one, the background is very busy, so it's difficult to determine detail in these arrangements. When the voting time comes, are we going to have a plain background there? Do you see what I mean?
Ooh, the background is busy, but we're going to ask all those girls in the black shirts to turn around when it's over so you can be the background for your arrangement, okay?
The second question is, when are you going to have your own reality flower designing show?
We would love that, wouldn't we, girls? Wouldn't that be great? They're all just waiting to be discovered, aren't you?
That would be wonderful.
It would be good. You know what? Somebody actually said that earlier. They said this is kind of like the Iron Chef. I said, darn, you know what? This is better than the Iron Chef. Because there, the audience can't taste the food. You can see all the flowers and see what they're doing. So you girls are doing great. We're loving what you're doing up there. Okay, let's have a little test of the waters. We have 12 minutes to go. So for the people that think Darcy's doing the best job, let's hear it for Darcy. You guys ready? Okay, and who likes what Heather is doing right now? And who likes the arrangement Renee is working on? Did you bring a bus of people with me? What's that all about? It's great. They're all beautiful though, aren't they? Aren't they all great creations? Okay, I see a question in the back here. Excuse me. Hello there.
I'm a student of Tim's, but I haven't worked with the black material that's banding the calla lilies on some of the designs, and I'm wondering what that is.
Great, Darcy, you want to handle that one?
Yes, that is the mega aluminum wire.
It's the mega aluminum flat wire. Instead of being rounded, it is pressed flat. It's very thin, and she's just wrapped that around there. It's a great binding material for us. As designers, when we adhere materials together or tie materials together, we use a term called binding, and that's actually physically how we bind them together. When it's done in a decorative fashion, such as this, we call it banding. So it's something more from the jewelry world, so that's the term we use. One of the other elements of design we have is pattern. And pattern used to be achieved by very evenly placing your flowers through the arrangement, so your eye would jump from one to the next, and we would see a very even pattern. But nowadays, designers are using different ways to apply pattern, and the most common is through repetition by repeating something in the design. If we repeat a line movement, like an up and down line movement, straight up and down, over and over and over, that can achieve pattern. If we repeat a color, so it's white flower, white flower, white flower, we can achieve pattern. Or we can actually just achieve pattern by repeating numbers. So if we have 3 stems of callas and 3 stems of orchids and 3 stems of roses, that implies pattern there as well too. And that's how most designers are working now in the design world with achieving pattern. Heather, tell us about how you use the aluminum wire as opposed to banding something with it. What do you do with it?
I'm just using it as a line, bringing in a little bit of curving lines to oppose my straight lines.
Great, so great contrast there as well. And Renee, tell us about what you did with the dry material, the Mendolino that's in your design. So you as a designer may use a very small material and a very large material together, and it's because there's such a contrast, there's such a huge ratio between the two, that those two work together in the design because the smallness of one accentuates the largeness of the other and vice versa. But a designer can also use transitional materials to connect those two opposing forces. So you can have something that may be at the scale of 1 and something at the scale of 99, and the way to bridge that transition is to get something else in the design that maybe has a scale of 25, and a scale of 50, and a scale of 75. So there's an easy transition from one material to the other. And it's just understanding the relationship of those sizes that give us proportion in a design. Another wonderful element of design is fragrance. And fragrance simply means understanding what does it smell like. But when you get to be a very good designer, you really take it to a new level and you learn from other industries, such as maybe the world of perfume, where they will develop a fragrance that maybe isn't quite identifiable, and it's because there's usually a dominant fragrance in the design, or the flower, and there's a subordinate fragrance in there too. So there's something else happening that doesn't quite make it real recognizable. So not putting a floral arrangement together that has stargazer lilies and stephanotis and tuberose and hyacinths and freesia and sweet pea, it's just way too many dominant fragrances in there. But if you had a bouquet that just had maybe white lilies and stephanotis together, that's more interesting for the perceiver, and that becomes a much more pleasing atmosphere for the consumer as well too. Okay, audience, tell them how they're doing on time. It's ticking away. 7 minutes, girls. I think they're all doing pretty good though. These designs almost are finished already. Yeah, give them a hand. Tell them they're doing great. Another element of design that seems to be one of my favorite to explore right now as a designer is texture. And texture is understanding the perceived surface quality of the flower. It's understanding, do we want things to look like they all feel the same, or do we want things to look like they're very different? And a very good designer will know they've achieved texture well in their repertoire of design when the consumer actually puts their fingers in it and starts touching the flowers and touching the design, like they're drawn into it, like I have to feel this. It's very important in today's world because our society has changed drastically over the last 75 years. And we've gone from being a world of manufacturers and agricultural people and people that work with our hands all day long to a society where many people just work with a computer screen in front of them and a keyboard for half the day. Those people actually have been given a term by sociologists that they're called tactile deprived. And they're the people that when they come into a flower shop now, the first thing they do is not try to smell the flowers, but the first thing they do is start touching things. It's like, okay, is this? I want to feel this. What is this? What is this? And that's just kind of our brain as an animal just trying to make sense of what's happening in our life. What it's saying is, I'm looking at this and I see this hydrangea, it looks fluffy. Is it really fluffy? So you put your fingers on it to kind of reassure your brain that that's what it is. But the interesting thing that happens in a flower shop is you walk up to something like the protea, these beautiful pinkish protea, and you say, wow, that looks like it's like cactus almost, and it looks sharp, and you go to touch it, and you're like, but it's not. It's soft, and it's very pliable, and it's almost like rubber. So it makes that experience of being around flowers a very good experience, and it's just part of the human psyche that makes texture so important in flower design. Any other questions in the audience? Raise your hand if you do. Great. Hi, sir. What is your name and where are you from?
Jim from Philadelphia.
Hi, Jim.
My question, who chose the flowers and the plant material they can use, and why is there a limit on the colors? Is there a reason for that?
Yes, there's a good reason. There's actually another member of the flower show committee, it's nobody that's here right now, chose the color palette that they would use and the actual flowers they would have. All week long it changes constantly. These girls were limited to this, it's what we would call an achromatic color harmony. Achromatic means it's just black, white, gray, green. Nothing else other than that. So really there's nothing from the standard color wheel in there. And it's a very accepted color harmony in the art world, so that's why they chose that. Uh-oh, we're being passed a special note here. Okay, I understand. Thank you. Okay, we have 4 minutes to go, girls. Can everybody just spin their design around for a minute so the audience can see it from all sides just for a second, and we'll go back to what we're doing. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah, give them a hand. Okay, so start to look at these designs and think about the things we talked about already. Can you see the line in some of these designs? Can you see the forms that are used? How about the color? Of course, we just talked about it being an achromatic color harmony. How about space? Some of them have a real strong example of the space in the design, and some of them are a little bit more subtle. Patterns, I see lots of patterns going on, and I see beautiful use of texture here. All these designs are just beautiful compositions that have both soft textures and fluffy textures and smooth textures and hard things, and even the aluminum wire adds another texture to the design. And of course we see form and space, and I'm sure there's some fragrance there with those beautiful roses. Well, let's talk about some of the roses. See the roses up on the stage here in these beautiful colors. This is called Baroness. It's a bright raspberry pink. We have this one that's called Sunset, and the yellow behind it called let's cheat for a second. Lemon Pom Pom. I forgot that one. And there's been one that is called Tranquility that had a beautiful white rose. And these roses are all brought to us by Alexandra Farm. Alexandra is a grower in Colombia that is very much concentrated on bringing fragrance back to roses. So they've developed these beautiful garden roses that have more casual appearance to them. There's not that classic rose shape. The petals are more ruffly and not that pointed petal shape that you would see. But all of the roses have beautiful fragrance to them again. So it's something coming on the market as a very strong product. Also, when we look at designs, we want to look for something called a focal area. And a focal area, oh, we're getting a sign from the audience. We got 2 minutes, girls. Thank you. A focal area is the area of greatest interest. So does the design have a spot that your eye is drawn towards first? And it can be done in different ways. You can have all the line placements directing your eye to one spot. You can have a very strong concentration of items in one area or a strong concentration of color. Do we have a question back here? No, you're just waving hello? Okay, sorry. We have 1 minute left, girls. This is the longest minute of your lives. But what we're going to do is we're going to ask the audience to help watch the monitors here. And we'll see it goes down to... Oh, we have a question here. I'm sorry. What's your question?
To the remainder of the flowers.
The remainder of the flowers. Okay, well, all the flowers are here being used for competitions all week long, so when they don't use, we'll reuse. But their arrangements will go up to some of the parties and VIP rooms that they have here in the flower shop. So guys, just so you know, when we get down, we'll go to 45 seconds, then we'll see 30 seconds, then 15 seconds. We're going to ask the audience to, as loud as they can, help us count down from 10 all the way down to 0, and then real big applause for the girls when we're done. We have a question over here. Unfortunately, if you don't have the phone, you have to show your support as much as possible for these girls. You could do that. We'll go through their names again before we vote. Would that be a good idea? Okay, so the people that don't have phones can kind of influence the people that do have phones by the applause later, okay? Or put out dollar bills or something like that, whatever you want to do. So we have less than 45 seconds, girls. You can finish your design if you need, and even when we're done, when the time is up, you should step away from your design. But if you need to clean off your table, that's okay. Just don't insert anything else in your design. And just so everybody knows, we have 30 seconds left now. So that everybody knows at the end of the competition, the girls will stay up here on stage so you can come up and take your pictures with them, ask for autographs, whatever you'd like to do. And they will answer any questions. Oh, here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. The computer's tired. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Give the girls a big hand. Didn't they do great? Wonderful job, girls. I want all of you to say something to the audience about your design. We just got a little note that our judge for tonight had a bail on us. So we don't have an expert judge, but I think we learned a lot about design already, that we can judge these ourselves, right? We can do this. Okay, so Darcy, just tell us a little bit about what you would like to explain about your design to the audience.
So mine just has really strong angles. I have a good line coming down, and I balanced it by bringing my line this way in the inside. So there's this negative space that is created here, but this is all part of the design. So it looks like a large arrangement, but really my line is really strong and down balanced to the other side.
Great, and I agree with you. That user space is very good. There's lots of interesting little windows and areas that draw your eye in, so it's beautiful. So those people that are on Team Darcy,
So I use the equisetum to give me some height, and it gives me some width out the side, and I use the glue dots to anchor them together so that there wouldn't be extra mechanics there, such as wire or tape. I also use some curved lines in the aluminum fat wire, and I pull the white in deep, but then had it follow the clematis up the cowlilies to repeat the white throughout, because that's a very bright color and your eye is drawn to it.
Great. It is a beautiful example of the line. I think there's very strong lines in this bouquet, and especially a very strong focal area. So let's hear it for Heather. Who's on Team Heather right now? You guys are great. Okay, now we have Renee down here at the end. Renee, tell us about your design.
Mine is sort of a mix of soft and hard lines. I used the metalino to get the negative space, like I mentioned earlier, which is rounded soft, similar to the roses. But then I juxtaposed it with the hard equisetum angles, sprinkled the orchids, glue throughout the arrangement, and
All these designs afterwards, and when you get close, you really can see how your eye is drawn into these, and there's lots to explore there. So those that like what Renee did the best, let's hear it for her right now. You ready? I can tell you one thing, I've known all these girls for a couple of years from the board of directors of Teleflora, and we've all worked together in different projects, and I could not be more proud of all three of you. It's just wonderful what you've done here. It's great work, so give it a hand. It's just fantastic. All right, so let's ask everybody with those iPhones and smartphones, let's get them out. We're going to ask Marcus if he can help us out by getting that back up on the screen again. And momentarily, oh, here we go. Okay, so let's look at it again. If we have our apps up on our screen, we're going to tap on the PHS, the Flower Show app. And we don't know why that's doing that, so let's see. We're going to go, we got to go back a little bit here. Sorry, guys. We're going to go to this screen first, and we're going to tap on the attractions button, which is the top left icon, the camera button. And then we're going to tap on the lower left, the Flower Show Fund. And then we're going to go to Designer Studio Voting and tap on that. And then tap on the 7 o'clock time zone.